Freedom Global News.
Federal government reports 309 cases of mutant polio virus in the 27 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Vice President Yomi Osinbajo and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to speak at the Davos Agenda 2022. The federal government asks Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to generate robust anti-corruption policies. And on the foreign scene, Russia says NATO discussions unsuccessful as Poland warned of war. Possessing a permanent voter's card is a duty to all citizens. Please ensure you acquire yours. Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 13th of January 2022. And now the news in full. The federal government today announced that Nigeria has officially reported 395 cases of the circulating mutant poliovirus type 2 across 27 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency said that the CMPV2 outbreaks were caused by immunity gaps in children. It could be recalled that in August 2020, the World Health Organization and allies certified Nigeria world poliovirus free following the fact that the country reported its last case of the wild poliovirus in 2016. National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, in a statement signed by its executive director, Faisal Shuaib, further explained that the suspension of immunization programs due to the COVID-19 pandemic has further created new immunity gaps which have led to new outbreaks. He added that it is currently working with donors and development partners, and Nigeria has already acquired new tools and resources to ensure that the outbreaks are contained through very robust outbreak responses using the novel oral polio vaccine, which has been shown to be effective in halting the spread of the CMPV2. All 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory have completed at least one NOPV2 outbreak response. The Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yomi Osinbajo, and the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, have been scheduled to speak at the Davos Agenda 2022. The Davos Agenda 2022, which is organized by the World Economic Forum, is a virtual event that will take between January 17th and 21st, 2022. According to a statement on website, Osinbajo, alongside other world leaders, would deliver a State of the World special address at the event, while Okonjo-Iweala is among the other speakers. Some of the world leaders delivering the State of the World special addresses include the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of Japan, Kishida Fumio, President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, among others. An FCT High Court today struck out an application by the Governor Abdullahi Ganduje-led faction of APC in Kano for a stay of execution. Justice Hamza Ma'azu refused the application following an order of the court nullifying the ward and local congresses of All Progressives Congress conducted in the state by the Ganduje-led faction that produced Abdullahi Abbas as chairman. It could be recalled that the court, in a ruling on November 30th, 2021, upheld the ward congresses conducted by the Senator Ibrahim Shekau-led faction of the APC, and in December. The Ganduje-led faction, not satisfied with the decision of the court, filed a motion seeking the court to stop proceeding and set aside its decision on the ward congress. However, delivering the ruling, the judge dismissed their motion and fined them 1 million naira for filing frivolous and time-wasting motions. The court further held that the local government congress conducted by Senator Shekau faction remains valid and that they have the right to elect the state excos. And in the sporting arena, Super Eagles winger Simon Moses has extended his get well messages to injured Egyptian player Akram Tawfiq in the ongoing 2021 Africa Cup of Nations. Correspondent Sunusi Shaibu Musa has details of this and other sports updates.
It could be recalled that Akram Topik got injured in the 11th minute of the Pharaoh Group D match against the Super Eagles while trying to ward up the challenge of Moses Simon. The player was instantly replaced by defender Mohamed Abdulmumin. Akram Topik has been ruled out for the rest of the football season, including the ongoing AFCON 2021. Meanwhile, Aston Villa winger Bertrand Traore has tested positive for COVID-19 while on international duty with Burkina Faso. Traore is currently in Cameroon representing his nation at the African Cup of Nations, but his tournament could now be over. Burkina Faso head coach Kamu Malu, who himself has only just recovered from the illness, confirmed the result of Traore's test this afternoon. The West African second group game is due to take place on Thursday against Cape Verde after they lost the opening game of the tournament to host Cameroon. Burkina Faso took the lead through Gustavo Sankari, but lost 2-1 after Vincent Abubakar scored 2 penalties before halftime. In another update, Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang returned to training with the Gabon squad ahead of Friday's African Cup of Nations clash with Ghana after testing negative for COVID-19. The 32-year-old, who is out of favor at Arsenal and was stripped of the captaincy last month, and Mario Lemina was tested positive last week and missed Gabon's opening 1-0 win over Comoros on Monday. And on tennis, Britain's Andy Murray and Dan Evans reached the Sydney Tennis Classic semi-finals by winning their last 8 matches on Thursday. Murray progressed when David Goffin retired with a knee problem after he scored first set 6-2. The former world number 134 was joined by Englishman Evans, who beat American Maxine Cressy 6-4, 7-6, 7-5. Murray will play another American, Riley Opelka, on Friday, with Evans taking on top seed Aston Karastev. Sunusi Shaib Musa, Freedom Radio.
Global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyi na, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kaikayin tari. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, kamfanin Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The federal government today inaugurated the governing board of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In June 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari had constituted the EFCC board. The anti-graft agency had been without a board since 2015 when the present administration came into power. In his remarks at the inauguration, Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, advised the board members to avoid corrupt practices. He congratulated the board members on their appointment and urged them to work towards policies that will contribute significantly to the fight against corruption. The federal government has lifted the suspension of Twitter operations after approval by President Muhammadu Buhari. The decision was announced by the Chairman Technical Committee Nigeria Twitter Engagement and Director General National Information Technology Development, NITTA, Kachifu Inwa Abdullahi. Correspondent Hafsat Abdullahi Enladi reports.
The chairman, in a statement in Abuja, said the approval was given following a memo written to the president by Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Prof. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami. It could be recalled that the federal government banned the use of Twitter since June last year after the company deleted a message from President Muhammadu Buhari. However, the move by the federal government has made some people unhappy, especially people running business. The federal government and Twitter had been at loggerheads for some time before the President Muhammadu Buhari announced his resignation, before which the activists of Nigerian using the site were halted. Meanwhile, the economists described the losses incurred loss in the economy as the result of government failure to lift the sanction. At the same time, economics warned that the abolition of Twitter will put the country in an economic crisis where most business thrives on both national and international clients. Yesterday, presidential spokesperson Garba Shehu congratulated the people of Nigeria on their safe return of the social network. Freedom Radio interviewed some of the users who are on their experience during the ban.
I'm so happy that the federal government has lifted the ban on Twitter. At least we can now enjoy the comedies and the funny tweets that keeps us laughing. Now that the ban has been lifted, it now gives all the people who create funny content on Twitter the ability to create content and make the public laugh. It also gives space for business owners and people who run their businesses on Twitter to be able to continue with their businesses.
I'm very happy that Twitter is back today because Twitter is one of the best social media platforms that keeps us current about things happening in the world, both news and entertainment.
Immediately I heard that Twitter is open this morning. I was happy. It was too great. Wow, I can continue with my business because I do a lot of things on Twitter. I was just happy. My account was history back. I log in immediately.
The microblogging site Twitter has reacted to the federal government's decision to lift the restriction placed in it in Nigeria since June, saying that they are deeply committed to Nigeria, where Twitter is used by people for commerce, cultural engagement, and civic participation. Hafsat Abdullahi Daladi, Freedom Radio.
On business, Muhammad Abdullahi has updates.
The international oil benchmark, Brent crude, has risen above $84 per barrel yesterday on tight supply and easing concern about the potential impact of Omicron coronavirus variant on demand. Brent against Nigerian's crude oil is priced rose by $1.42 to $85.14 per barrel. Rizon described on Tuesday that the U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, raised its Brent spot average price focus for 2022, cutting its January short-term energy outlook, has revealed the organization's now sees Brent spot prices averaging $74.95 per barrel this year, which marks a $4.90 increase on its previous 2022 projection of $70.05, which was made in the EIA December STEO. Meanwhile, oil marketers have begun the establishment of auto gas conversion centers in their filling stations following moves by the federal government to begin the use of auto gas in vehicles in 12 states this year. Operators in the downstream oil sector under the aegis of the IPMAN stated that the use of auto gas in vehicles will reduce the demand pressure on petroleum. The program manager, National Liquefied Petroleum Gas Expansion Implementation Plan, Dayo Adishina, said that the 12 states were Lagos, Ogun, Bauchi, Gombe, FCT, Niger, Katsina, Sokoto, Ebonyi, Enugu, Delta, and Bayelsa. Muhammad Abdullahi, Freedom Radio.
Another foreign scene, Russia has described its security discussions with the United States and North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, this week as unsuccessful, saying there is continued disagreement on fundamental issues. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said today that the 2 rounds of discussions so far in Geneva and Brussels had produced some positive nuances, but that Moscow was looking for concrete results. The discussions, which moved to Vienna today for a meeting of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, are centered on Russia's security demands from the West and its built-up troops near Ukraine. And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.